5, 4, 3, 2, and we are back. That was interesting, cool music.
Cool.
Thank you, Eli. You're listening to Live from the Heartland. My name is Katie Hogan. I'm here with fellow co-host Michael James. Hello,
Hi.
Michael. We just ran through a bunch of community activists and telling you good things that you should know about and get involved in. And now we get to relax a little bit with our good friend. And boy, are you getting the kudos this time around, Fred Anzavino. Somebody emailed me and I sent it to you, telling me that BEZ was like waxing eloquent over you 2 days ago on the radio. Did you hear that?
Yes, I heard. Adam played it for me, actually.
Well, up on stage now with us is Fred Anzavino, the artistic and sole director of Theo Ubique, who has been performing wonderful pieces in the No Exit Cafe and before that in the Heartland Studio Theater for how many years now?
You know, I started at the Heartland Studio Theater in 1997.
Jiminy Christmas,
And
15 years.
Yes, and I started at the No Exit Cafe in 2003.
Right. Wow. And you've brought Adam Vaness. Hi, Adam.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Everybody.
Yeah, Adam called himself Fred's bodyguard, but really he's the set designer?
Yes, Adam has been my set designer for the last, 3 shows, Adam? 4 shows, or what?
I think technically we've done 5 shows.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my God. See
well,
how
I gotta talk to you guys. You know, I'm sort of your landlord, and
Sorta.
and you know, you build these beautiful sets with these wonderful stages on one end of the room, on the street side of the room, on the going west side of the room. It's I don't quite get why you can't figure out how you keep the stage, change the set. Why you do this? You go through this immense expenditure of money and time and energy to create these beautiful sets. Isn't it possible to use a basic format set and then alter it from there? Come on, you guys, tell me.
Theo Ubique is sort of like 2 dogs circling each other in an arena. And at any point, one of those dogs could win or lose. We're sort of fluid. We like to keep things changing. And yes, we are indeed circling the room, and hopefully someday we'll end up back
Somewhere.
in the same place we began. But Fred points to an area of the room and he says, "We need to do it over there." And I say, "Yes, Fred, we should do it over there." And we do it, and I think we do it to some success.
Oh, my God. Your sets are incredible. I mean, the last one for Pump Boys and Dinettes was incredible.
That was Adam.
Yeah. Oh, clearly, he did the last 5 shows,
Right.
not 3, 5.
I don't know what to do with that dolphin that you had hanging in there, because now it's back in my possession. I'm trying to clean out my old fish and sculptures and stuffed heads.
Let's go back to these guys.
I'm still trying to clean my hands from that dog.
You know, I think what happens is every show we do, we set a bar so high that people are expecting, and it's an environmental.
I like the
space.
environment.
Yeah, you know.
So, very
It's
Italian.
environmental, and so when they walk into the space, they are expecting a totally different experience every time they walk in there.
And they do get
And we
it.
give them that.
You do.
And the bar is like way up here now.
Yeah, different experience in terms of north, south, east, or west.
Yeah.
Did you read the reviews?
Duh.
Tell us what the reviews have said about you.
This is the first time ever we got 4 stars from Chris Jones from the Chicago Tribune. And
Light
that
in the
is not
Piazza.
easy.
Light in the Piazza
Has Hedy
is...
Weiss been there yet?
Hedy Weiss loved it as well, yes.
Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And I did catch part of it. I hope to catch the second half from behind the bar one of these days.
I wait till the end to come see him, but I might come next
But you
week,
just
Fred.
got extended, right?
Yes, we've extended through. We were supposed to sell, we opened March 11th, and we were supposed to run through April 29th, and we sold out within 2 weeks. That's never happened before.
You are crazy.
So we've extended it at least till May 20th with the hopes of going on.
Yeah. It's terrific. And I'm not sure when the Glenwood Avenue Sunday market starts. Is that not until
Tomorrow.
June? Well, they have it. They have, yeah. We have the indoor market tomorrow. Which, okay, there's that announcement. Glenwood Avenue indoor market tomorrow in the
When
Glenwood.
does it start outside? That's a really good question.
That was the question.
That was the question, and we're sitting here talking on the radio, not knowing. It's either the end. I think it's right after Memorial Day, basically. So we'll catch you up with that.
And it's happening about the time when they're going to close the L Stop, just so you all know. On June 29th, running for 6 weeks, they're going to close the L Stop, L Station at Morse. So it means that all the people will have to get picked up at Jarvis or Loyola in your little van and driven over. Or we're going to run a shuttle bus for the Heartland
it's
from
the
Loyola.
city's way of challenging all of us to be on our toes.
That is
I
gonna
wonder
be
if
a
they'll have
challenge.
the street paved by then.
Yeah. One thing leads to the other.
That will be a challenge because we have another show that's going to play sort of like in rep with Light in the Piazza, which will be a cabaret show.
Just because you really want to drive yourselves crazy.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yes, and that is the only reason.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
how...
going to be terrific. It's called Time After Time. It's a review of Julie Stein's music. He's
Wow.
a very, very famous songwriter, composer.
And are you going to use the same... You have to use the same set.
We're
going to
go in every night, actually, and move it to the other side of the No, it's going to be awesome. They have to, in this circumstance, be on the same set as Piazza, though we do hope to add a few surprises for those who have seen Piazza.
Well, Adam, you're a new guy on this show. Fred has been up here many times, and people can go to youtube.com/heartlandmedia and find previous interviews with Fred on previous productions.
By the way, my dad enjoys them in Rhode Island. My 80-year-old dad.
That's great.
Hi,
But Adam
Dad.
is a new guy here on the show. So, Adam, I want to ask you, what inspired you to be a set designer? Do you do the carpentry too?
I do.
And just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the business, and where you come from, and how you hooked up with Fred.
Well, actually,
Well,
that last question.
some of the details you can leave off the radio
That's true.
station.
Right, sure. But on video. I started out as an actor. I was born in Cleveland, moved to Chicago. Everybody sort of begins with that sentence. I started out as an actor, and that
And
didn't
then I
go
became
anywhere.
a server.
And then I thought, well, I'd actually like to make money from this theater thing. So I went into the technical side, and then I realized, oh, I'm not going to make money from this. But yes, my wife was in Cats.
Unless you get in a union.
My wife was the white. Yeah, right. Not going to happen. My wife was Victoria in Cats,
Whoa.
the white dancy cat, the
Yeah,
tall
yeah.
one.
The
I see
tall
some
one.
people being like, "Yeah, that tall one." So give her a hand. But
Yay.
she was in this show, and I came and saw it. And the set designer had installed this most slippery floor that anyone, if you may remember, everyone being up in arms about this floor. It was
I thought
like
we were
parquet.
taking heat that we didn't clean it or something.
Or, no. It was as if it were wax. So these 13 cats were sliding around on this stage. And my wife was like, we gotta do something. And so I was like, fine. So I worked overnight for 2 nights to repaint them and rebuild them a floor.
Put some sand in there.
Put some sand and
Meh.
scuff it down, and the rest is, as they say, history.
Very nice.
You know, the best part is he's a Rogers Parker. He lives a block away.
I love that.
So he walks to work.
And I was, I actually have never walked to work.
What do you do, Adam?
What do I do?
You drive to work?
I do.
Jeez.
I drive 4 blocks to. I've always got a saw or some type of
Yeah,
screw gun
that's
with me.
right.
To be
You've
fair,
got
so
tools.
I've got some excuse.
So are you building any other sets for any other theater outfits?
Theo Ubique is the only company that I actually build for. All the other theaters that I work for, Light Up Works, is the main one. I'm working on their production of Camelot right now. And all the other companies, all I do is draw a picture and somebody else builds it for me. So it's up to Fred to sort of to keep me honest when it comes to everything else.
Well, let's go back to Fred for a minute. Now, Fred, how did you pick this play to the Light in the Piazza?
Piazza.
Piazza.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that like 3 coins in the fountain kind of a vibe?
No, actually, 3 Coins in the Fountain was written by Julie Stein, which is the next
play you're
composer.
doing?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about.
Well, you know,
Light in the Piazza.
I saw it on PBS about 4 years ago.
Piazza.
My friend Don called me and said, "Turn on PBS. The Light in the Piazza is on." And I turned it on and I watched it for 5 minutes, and I thought, "Ooh, this is terrible," and I turned it off. And then about 2 years later, one of the Jeff judges, the Joseph Jefferson Award judges, came and said, "Fred, I directed a production of The Light in the Piazza in Bloomingdale or somewhere. I'm not sure. It wasn't
Timbuktu.
Bloomingdale.
That's
Timbuktu, right?" And
Might
he
as
showed me a
well.
It's a
DVD
real
of it,
place.
and I sat down and watched it again. And I fell in love with it. I paid attention. I was probably not in the mood the first time, you know, but it's about this Italian. It takes place in Italy, and half of it's spoken in Italian.
I know.
And you can relate to that. And Zavine.
I'm a paisan, you know.
from New England.
And I was in Italy. Have you guys been to Italy?
I have.
I mean, have you,
Twice.
Michael?
no,
Not
but
yet.
I did see
Oh,
3
Michael,
coins in
you
the
need
fountain.
to go to Italy. But it's a very
And I
romantic.
do know about Sacco and Vanzetti.
Yeah, so I mean, but so it's about this Italian family in Italy, and they meet this young North Carolinian couple, a mother and a daughter. A mother returns to Italy where she had her honeymoon with her husband, but the husband stays home, and the young daughter, who's mentally handicapped supposedly, although I think it's a misdiagnosis, takes her daughter along to share the Italian experience with her. Her hat flies off. Did you see the hat bit?
Yes.
We have a flying hat.
It's pretty amazing.
Adam, tell us how you
It's good that
flew
you have
the
extra
hat.
insurance.
Tell us how you flew the hat.
Unfortunately, at this time, I cannot tell you how we flew the hat because we have not opened. Actually, it's a clever mix of magnets and fishing line.
It's
The
really
stage
cool.
manager actually stands in the booth with a fishing pole and goes to get the hat to fly off of her
She
head.
often doesn't do the grunt because she's right in front
She
of
is
the
better
audience.
than I at most things.
It's beautiful. He was sad because I was like, "How the hell are we gonna fly a hat?" And he goes, "Fred, trust me, exactly." And I'm like, "Okay." And we waited until like the first tech rehearsal, and I'm like, "Okay, prove it." And all of a sudden, there goes the hat flying. It was beautiful. It was magical.
Very
You
magical.
know?
Start worrying about all the rest of the show.
And then the night that Chris Jones showed up, the hat trick didn't work.
The one night.
And you still got 4 stars.
And I said to him, at the end of the show, I said, "Chris, I promise the hat trick works." And he goes, "I don't give up about the hat."
I'm too moved, is what he said, and it really, really is a moving show.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's such a beautiful song. I mean, we have some great singers in that room.
They're operatic, right?
Yes.
What are their names?
Yeah, let's.
Kelly Harrington.
Kelly Harrington, Rachel Klippel.
Klippel.
Or Kipple.
I hope it's
I hope it's Klippel.
Isabel, that.
it's Klippel.
Never mind the spelling.
Yeah, Rachel Klippel.
Okay.
She's playing Kelly Harrington's playing the mother.
She's
who is
amazing.
Quite a find.
She's an amazing
Yeah,
singer.
she is amazing. I've never
And
met her
actress.
before. She just walked in
Yeah, she's
to the
terrific.
auditions, and I was like, "Oh my God, there she is!" Because you can't really pull that show off without an amazing mother.
That's right.
Now let me ask this. I'm
And
I'm
you
always
can take
trying to
that any
double
way you
book-
want.
I'm always trying to double book the rooms and jam too much things into the thing at once. But how about? I know you have a performance on Thursday nights, but at Opera on Tap, if you're operatic, why don't you send them over before or after, and have them do a little Opera on Tap
Is this
cameo?
a conversation that should be on the radio?
For a small
not?
fee.
That's my
I
friend
learned
Fred.
from you, Michael. Everything I know, I learned from you.
Okay, it's mayhem up here. There's no control.
So you
Who's
have
the dude?
extended the play, and it is going to run officially until when?
Well, officially, we have announced May 20th, and if we can sell those tickets fast enough, which we're doing pretty good, we'll revisit another extension.
Wow.
And announce that.
You know, Theo Ubique has been doing these incredible dinner theater. I should mention that dinner is available as well, and usually the menu is fitted to
Macaroni and meatballs.
fitted to the actual play, and in the course of doing this, I don't know that you've ever not been nominated for Jeff Awards.
Yeah, once.
Thanks, Michael.
No, but I mean,
Okay,
out
I
of
think
about
I-
100 plays, you hit a high
Yeah,
number. Your batting average is high.
Yeah, we'll see about this one. This one, we got our high hopes. I mean, those kind of things you can't really
Count on.
Yeah, you don't want to curse it, but those nominations would be coming out May 1st.
May 1st. Okay.
And I like opening a show like at this time of year because it's the season.
It's fresh.
And the season for requirements for eligibility for the Jeff Awards are you have to open a show before March 31st. So I always like opening one right in the beginning of March to knock it out of the park, and so it's on their brain.
Well, I got to attend the Jeffs once and see you get all manner of awards and your wonderful troupe of actors. You really hold an energy together, Fred. I got to really compliment you on that because I know something about holding things together, and you do a really good job with a lot of variety of artists.
I'm surrounded by people that are so talented, and what I've learned, I'm 54 years old now. I don't know how that happened. No, but really, I mean, time flies, and I think that what I've learned most is surround yourself with people who lift your spirits, who are better than you, so you can learn from.
Absolutely.
And Adam,
Find good landlords.
right? Adam Vaness has really elevated our production values, and he's a talented kid.
If there was one thing that I could say about Fred Anzavino here and his artistic styles, that this man has a knack for finding people to put around him. You should see actors beware. You should see him in an audition. It's like Simon Cowell up there.
Really?
But it's
He's
really
tough,
the most.
huh?
It's a lot of fun to watch. I don't know about be an auditioner, but he runs you through the ringer, and he's always honest, and it's always true. And I think it's one of the best audition experiences an actor could have.
Wow,
so.
that's very cool to hear.
It's like a class,
It's
really.
interesting. It's like because if I see the potential in someone at an audition, I will be the hardest on that person to see how
What they
try
can
to get
take.
the best
Get out
it.
of here. Come back next year. No, come back in 2 years. You just got a little bit more work to do.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
really. No.
Speaking of actors, I'm going to interview my co-host shortly about his
You
stint
guys can
in a
stay
movie.
up here and throw in any questions you like.
But yeah, I was going to say, if you might help me interview this guy. Did you ever see the movie Stony Island, Fred?
No.
Okay.
Would you like to go either on the 4th or the 5th? I have some tickets.
Of April?
Yeah, it's next week.
They're getting out their iPhone.
Here's the deal. Stony Island, Andy Davis is a director of some renown. He actually lived in the building next door when he was a little kid, next door to the Heartland. And back in 1976, I heard he was looking for me. I didn't remember him or know him, although I thought he had heard me give an anti-war speech. Actually, he thought I was a hillbilly, and he was about to do his...
Michael
'cause
was,
I'd been working in
Michael was
Uptown.
playing a hillbilly at that time in life.
Yeah, I was. I was,
was.
working with...
What year was this again?
This was in 76, and I was just starting Rising Up Angry, but I had been in Uptown working in...
Actually, you were just starting the Heartland
I was
in
starting
76.
the Heartland. That's right, yeah. Anyhow, so it's hard to keep track of all these years and dates.
Yeah.
But Andy hooked me up to play a part in the movie. And Katie, you can ask the next question.
Thank you for that handoff. Stony Island was a not union flick, right, at the time?
Actually, it wasn't. It was Andy was in the cameraman's union, but he was trying to
Break in.
get into being a director, and it was actually guerrilla theater, so to speak. We filmed a lot of places where probably we weren't permitted to do so, on the L. But it was a wonderful experience, and it pulled together lots of Chicago musicians and musicians from beyond. Richie Davis, who's now the leader or one of the head guys in the Chicago Cats, a
Great R&B band.
he plays the lead along with Tamara Hoff, who went on to be a member of the Bengals.
What's the gist of the story?
The story is the long synopsis. The short synopsis, it's the story of Richie Bloom, who is the only white kid on the block. He forms an R&B band with his best friend Kevin, and with the help of their mentor and an aging sax player, Percy, who's played by Eugene Barge, who is incredible. They pull together a super group, stealing practice time at night in a local funeral home. There's a great piece of the story that involves that funeral home that I will not give up. Okay, but they also managed to film during the St. Patrick's Day parade, right?
No, well, yeah, the St. Patrick's Day parade and also Daly's funeral.
Daly's funeral, that's what I mean.
Are
St.
in the
Patrick's
movies.
is in another of his movies. Andy Davis shoots Chicago like no director I know. If you've seen The Fugitive, which everybody has, yeah, it's a great flick. And he also shot Above the Law in Chicago. Excellent use and different shots of Chicago than you ever see in any other ones. But anyway, this being the first one, the theme of the story is about racial unity and how music brings you together, and also something about abuse at the hand of the mean old uncle.
That would be me, Uncle Roy.
Uncle Roy.
You little son of a bee. You take your Uncle Roy for a fool.
So,
Yeah.
Michael, when did you get the urge to start doing acting? I mean,
Well, you know, I think I did play a part in a play about pilgrims when I was a kid, and then
all
I
did.
played the executioner.
Turkey?
I played the executioner in Ennui's The Lark because they needed a football player type guy to be the executioner. But actually, you know, I grew up around some theater. My dad produced plays. He had been in the old group theater with Karnowski, and he used to recite Spoon River Anthology in his underpants, and which made me crazy. Jesus, Dad. But, you know, so I was around a little bit. But Andy Davis came looking for me because I was thought I was a Southern white guy. And he needed a mean old hillbilly guy to beat up on